and he walked into my room, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. After our recent video, I took time to read the comments. Some of you, of course, I gave you woto as you were coming with your own woto. The video we made yesterday was in two parts. One was on this channel, the other one was on the backup channel, because I noticed that if I make a video for like more than 10 minutes or maybe up to 30 minutes, you back off at 5 minutes. So some people watched the video here but did not continue to the other video. So they were here calling me names or somehow saying, yeah, Reverend 𝐻𝐶𝐚𝐭, well done. But when they went to the other video and saw the full perspective, they were like, okay, probably should I have to go and delete my other comment over there or something? There's something you have to learn about this platform. Some of you are very new. If you have been here for just maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, you are welcome. We have been doing this for over 2-3 years, I guess so. So I've built more of like a reputation in some of you people's minds. But please don't forget my core principles on this platform.
We are here to learn.
One thing you have to learn from what has happened, at least with my last video, is if you are looking at something on the internet, sometimes the highlights of what you see on Instablog or on social media might not be the full perspective.
You can't tell me that you have 1 million naira and God led you to give 500 naira as an offering. I don't understand. Which God is that God? Eh? It's only Amadioha. It's only an oracle that you go to the shrine and give 200 naira and they accept. And some people say God is not after our money. What you're giving shows how much of your heart he has.
So far as there's a source, I don't wait to see what the news is saying, but I go to the source of the news most of the times in my conversation. Let me give you some classic examples you have looked at on this platform.
The #1 greatest false prophet in the whole of Africa, a man called Shepherd Bushri. He has a bottle like this with a red liquid, and the title is Blood of Jesus. He sells that in the church.
That particular news, as at when it came out some years ago, went viral everywhere. But nowhere did Prophet Bushiri sell blood of Jesus in a bottle. Nowhere. It never even happened. So where was the source of the news? How did that particular news come across? If you went by the news itself without evidence, how can you even get to prove that? But a man of God used that as a premise for calling another particular prophet a false prophet. I don't go into labeling people. You have the permission to do so. You can do that yourself. Your pastors can do that. Over here, I deal with the issues. I deal with that particular thing. If me exposing your gimmick, let's say someone like Hubert Angel, if me exposing that he did a fake miracle money or fake credit score miracle defines him to be a false prophet according to you, so be it. That is your definition. But I can call something false, this particular issue false. But I know the fact that so far as I'm talking about this thing and it's a product of this particular person, it will define him to be as such. But I also understand on the other hand that if I get to label someone to be this or that,
the church is not for perfect people.
Oh, come on. Apostle Arome said that Jesus appeared to him. Johnson Suleiman said that Jesus appeared to him. Many pastors I've seen today have claimed that they have seen Jesus in person. Suleiman, all of them.
Acts 10:38, he said that's your ministry. Our God anointed Jesus of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and who went up. So you see me go about, I'm in the place of my assignment. I'm so relaxed because I'm doing what he said I should do. And I tried to break that day. I took liquid. On the 12th day, like the brightness of the sun, I saw Jesus walk into the room. Like the brightness of the sun, walk in. So peaceful. When he comes, so peaceful, he smiled and began to talk to me.
One night, something happened to me. I was not even praying. I was not even fasting. All of a sudden, brothers and sisters, my room disappeared and a stranger walked in. Jesus himself.
have seen him. It's not a storybook. It's not a historical fact. When Jesus walked up to my room, I will tell you some things that would disturb you. Number one, I knew he did not belong. There were certain things I knew by myself. I knew that Jesus did not belong to any church. One. Two, I knew that many pastors did not know him. It's not an insult. I'm not saying they are fake. I'm saying many pastors did not know who they were talking about. And it's not your fault. Even Isaiah had that problem. Brothers and sisters, he was standing before me. I was like a speck of dust on the ground. I don't even know what part of him I was looking at. I still don't know how his face looks like. Believe me when I tell you. Exalted high above the worship of the people of the earth, I have seen the Lord.
And when I got into my room, Jesus was waiting for me. He wanted me not to eat. So he created. Because later I now discovered that on that menu there was a delicacy. But he closed my eyes to it that day because it was not time to eat. And Jesus walked through my room. And he said to me, the youth. He said that 4 times. He said, use your power of sight to deliver them from distraction, and I will open the gates of nations to you. It was like 9 seconds of utterance. Those 9 seconds shaped my life for the past 18 years. 18 years was shaped by an encounter. What is shaping your own?
Will I come and question their spiritual experiences? That is not my business. So when it comes, if you watch me carefully, and you have to understand this, especially for my new viewers who don't know where they are, most of you don't know. It's facts over sentiments. I don't come to question your spirituality or your spiritual experiences. Let's say, for example, right now, listen to these particular words of 𝐻𝐻𝐿.
That's why one came to our city, and he was just about to strike the fountainhead of one of the demonic expressions in our city. And as he was about to say, those of you doing Yahoo, the man of God sensed that his market was about to spoil. So what did he do? He quickly stood up and said, the Lord is speaking to me now. And in the middle of ministration, he promised the young man a car. And you know what the young man did? He dropped the microphone and lay down flat. Now meanwhile, the place where he was doing that thing, may the Lord give you understanding. I'm afraid now because there's camera. I don't want to talk. The place where he was doing that thing. That's why some of these people, I have no respect for what they say they have. You know what? If you stand on a platform once, you will know by which spirit it is powered. You will know.
You see what he said there? I agreed with what he said there because there's a seeming connection with what Frank Edwards said in this particular video.
Write songs, I receive them. So I don't have a song book, you know. I mean, my team will tell you, I don't have any songbook anywhere with anything written. I've never written one song in my life. So, but I know that I was getting ready for this album project, and the Lord has given me a lot of songs. And I went somewhere to minister. I won't mention the name of the place. I could tell that my head emptied. Head emptied. When I mean my head, I mean, I'm a well-trained sound engineer. I'm a producer. I do my songs myself, so it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. But after I came back from that place, I could not do anything. I'll get into the studio. It feels like there's a blockage. And I didn't know what was going on. Time was going, people were asking me, what is going on? We've not heard from you. People say, what's going on? We've not heard from you. I just keep saying, I'm working. But I could tell that there was a blockage somewhere. And fast forward, the man of God sent for me, not for an event, just for us to have a conversation. And he engaged me. He said, what's going on? I had to open up to him. I said, Pastor, look at this, look at that, look at where I've been to. And then he said, now I see what the problem is. It is not everywhere that you go to. It is not everywhere. You have to know, you have to be prayerful about places you go to. He said, I'm not saying to you, don't go anywhere. I'm not saying don't go there. But at least pray. And then he said a just very short prayer over the phone, sir. The very next day, it felt as if they opened an entire window of heaven. And song begin to pour like, there will be a heavy downpour of God's blessings today. A heavy downpour of God's favor today. There will be a
What do you notice right there? A synchrony. But you have to understand that the place for music ministers, most times they get to go to anywhere, most times where they are being invited to come and worship. Would they have to choose where they are being called in the name of God for them to go and worship? Or are they going there because of the honorarium they are going to get? Are they going there because of the people that they are going to be used to for God to bless? Everything also comes back to the person who is a music minister, because the state of their person defines how they become a light unto the world. You are supposed to be the light unto the world and the salt of the earth. But how can you be the salt and how can you be the light when you are not dispersing darkness? So sometimes if someone, so let's suppose someone that is a music minister, if you are going to a place, or if you define places you go because of how much you are getting, or just the money that comes to you, or something like you are running a business. Anyway, most pastors, their churches is like business, all the same. If your focus is not more about the people you are going to bless, to a great extent, it affects your own state as a person. And as well, I know ministers, of course, when it comes to where you go, there has to be discernment. You can have the gifting as well. And if you look at the premise of what Frank Edwards was talking about, in synchrony with what the person of, let's say, Reverend Kessiana was saying, let's say Frank Edwards going to wherever he gets to go to minister doesn't really have that antenna where he gets to have the sensing of the altars he gets to mount, because, like he was saying, that Dr. 𝐻𝐻𝐿 also gave him an idea as to what might be his problem at that time. Whether that particular story is true or not, I'm just looking at the fact of what the people themselves are saying. Remember, when I look at facts over here on my platform, fact has to be fact. However you decide to see that particular fact of a conversation depends on you. But I have to look at the fact to the letter. So based on what I'm saying, the music ministers themselves, of course, they can go anywhere that they choose to go to, depending on what is their driving force. That's why when you hear 𝐲𝐨𝐮𝐵 saying that, oh, you know, even though he does not charge, you know, when it comes to where he decides to go, it has to be according to the leading of God. Because if the charging factor is not there, maybe there's no price tag on them, then when it comes to the music minister going to where they would go, it will depend on them to decide, do I want to go here or do I not want to go here? Is God leading me to go here or go there? Your associations as well, to a great extent, affect your personality. I don't know if you understand. So was Ebuka Songs himself right to go honor that particular invitation to go there? I was just surprised that when I was reading the comments and seeing what people were writing, people were saying things like, oh, what's happened there was all drama, it was all emotions. I should be the one telling you that there's a lot of emotional play in the name of spiritism or spirituality that happens many times in churches, in the name of people falling down, standing up. After falling down, what then happens? The same way that your pastor touch people and they fall down, it's the same way that those you call false prophets, that they also touch people and they fall down. So how do you know which one is which one? But if you watch me carefully, I don't get to really sit down and say I'm analyzing things that happen or spiritual experiences, whether it is drama or not drama or this. I don't go into that. Because if I go into that as well, even your hand will follow touch your own man of God. I will tell you for a fact. Yes, of course, because don't worry, my next few videos, you're going to see some strange things that happen in churches. And for those that were coming from, let's say, the remnant clan or whomever you love, that were saying that, oh, it's all emotions, it's all that was happening is drama. If tomorrow now I come and start playing videos of the deliverance sessions or the events of, let's say, Arome, Osayi, or maybe those in the remnant, and start playing it for you and telling you that it's drama, how would you feel about that? At that point, you would be looking at more the person, because the person, based on how you see the personality of the man of God or the person that is the general overseer, defines how you interpret what they do. That's why I keep telling you, you can sit down and point out that this particular thing happening in this church is wrong, but whether you like it or not, for those who are following this particular man of God or whoever it is, they would never see anything that particular man of God does to be wrong in any way. When it comes to power, some kind of influence has a cult-like following. When I say cult-like following, you may not really understand. But if you get to that particular stage where you say, my man of God can never be wrong, my papa can never be wrong no matter what, you already, or you are there. It just remains small for you to cross over. What point am I trying to say right here? I was saying I said in the comments, probably Reverend 𝐾𝐶𝐵 himself made a mistake in my video was mainly about the person of Ebuka, not the pastor, because I don't know him from nowhere. Some of you didn't see this, but I saw this as well in the same event. This is what the pastor was saying.
God told me there is already testimony. So if you are here and you want me to speak to you, on Tuesday I will be here live and direct. On Tuesday, I will be coming. Am I talking to somebody now? Am I talking to somebody? So on Tuesday, when you are coming,
le mardi, si tu reviens,
we are praying with spoon. What did I say we are praying with?
Nous avons prié
From
avec
rubber
le cuillère.
to the golden spoon. I'll be using a golden spoon to pray. You know what it means when the spoon changes? From rubber spoon, that means from poverty to prosperity. Are you okay with it? So we are going to bring the spoons. Just bring it. We'll be praying with it. After we pray with it, you will scatter it. Are you hearing me now? You will scatter it. If you are a tithe, I'll run out with your tithe very fast.
Si tu donnes les dîmes, il faut courir sortir dehors pour donner ton dîme.
If you know how to pay your tithe,
Si tu sais comment payer ton
your
dîme,
life will never be tied.
ta vie
If you
ne
know
peut
how
pas
to give
sereine.
seeds,
Si
you
tu
will
veux donner
have
semaine,
a unique seat in God's
tu seras
kingdom.
un unique semaine dans
So
le
don't
royaume
be
de Dieu.
tired of giving,
Faut pas fatiguer pour donner.
because you don't know the one that will prosper
Tu
you.
ne sais pas celui qui va te prospérer.
Look at the life of Ebuka Songs now.
Regardez la vie
So
d'Ebuka.
giving is good. All the giving, all the
Tu
sacrifice
ne donner les sacrifices.
is what is working for him.
C'est ça qui travaille pour lui.
When you sacrifice, you will be satisfied.
Si tu donnes les sacrifices,
Yes, come with spoon. These are the people that, when I was saying last time in my video, coconut apostle, I was talking about the person of Apostle Chibuzo, because they all do this whole ritual of coconut, bring coconut to church. Later, don't worry. If God tarries, this platform is because many people are fighting to take down my platform. If this platform is still on, that's why I have a backup page. I'll take my time to show you some practices that are happening in churches I've sat down to observe. The ones that are using coconut, the ones that are using red oil, the ones that are using broom, the ones that I have seen things. And I'll ask you questions. Because sometimes some of you are so glued in your own church, I don't know what is happening in other churches. But I sit down and look at all of these things on Plasma TV. So I was scrolling on YouTube. I came across a video on a channel of Reverend Keshina saying this. And what was the main tag of that? Because I know Ebuka songs. Now, I wasn't doing that to say, oh, I'm coming to defend Ebuka songs because I know him. But he's someone in the wave. So I can be like, from the way I see this guy, probably is not what he's being portrayed to be. Let me go and look at the main thing before I follow this particular narrative. Some of you think when you watch these short clips and then you consume them, let's say you are watching that, you would think that, oh, Ebuka songs is one of those music ministers that are doing what they're doing just for money because he fell to his face. But you watch a full clip and saw his sincerity and just him doing things according to the quote-unquote leading of the Spirit. When it comes to things that happen maybe in a spiritual environment, does it really have order? Because anything can just happen. And not as if things are pre-planned or whatever. So people were watching it and saying that, oh, the prophet was just acting drama because the whole Yahoo conversation is going to spoil his plan. I hope some of you really watched that video and were listening to what was happening there. So whether the prophet himself is fake or not, I said it in my video. Reverend Keshina knows him too well. They're in the same location, the same territory. He didn't mention his name like normally you would know now. When pastors are giving each other woto, they don't get to mention name. But from you listening, you know exactly. Because what Ebuka songs with that particular video, that is the reason for his commentary, was on Instablog. It was everywhere about a month ago. Why am I talking about it now? Because I came across a video on YouTube of his reaction.
The church is not for perfect people. If you are perfect already, the gates is waiting for you. The church is for perfecting people. The word of God tells us perfecting the saints. So if people were already perfect, they wouldn't be here. We are here to learn and to strengthen ourselves in the things of God. And why should somebody condemn us ourselves in the things of God? And why should somebody condemn us for coming to the house of God to learn to be better?
So Ebuka songs going there to go and do what he had to do there as well. Ebuka songs ministration, even the what Deacon Famous was doing was just him making caricature and using the scriptures. That one that we talked about that. But his own ministration was more of like the main catch point. What was happening from the beginning of that event to Ebuka songs was just showing you the state of the church. This is a pastor that invites people like the stalker, who is even seen as a prophet. Comedians go to his, in fact, when it comes to his audience, I'm not kidding now, the facts are there. Do you know? You don't know because you only know what happens in your church. On this platform, I discuss what happens everywhere, anywhere. If you come under my feed, I discuss it if I have the time. So my problem is not mainly about the church, because for me, looking at that particular ministry as well, some things are already raising red flags. My main focus was the fact that Ebuka songs was there, and the way he was being painted of his personality, I'm like, no, this young man is rising. Yes, of course, he even in that same video, he was talking about the fact that he doesn't charge. It's not really about what he wants to get. It's about his devotion and what he's doing towards God. You can actually be in a place whereby the system of which the place you are in does not conform with your personality, but for you to actually shine, or for you to actually, fulfill purpose in your life, you just have to be there. You people still don't get what I'm saying. If you guys, because I know many of you, many of the remnants are here, I don't have issue against you. But if you want me to, if I were to pick the comments I was reading from those who are purportedly, you know, remnant followers and all that, and say, okay, since we now want to now decide what is drama or not drama, look at the video. Some of you have seen the video now, the one of Arome Osayi. Some of you have seen the video, the one of Arome saying that he's giving somebody a spirit, and then the person should do this on the other person, and then the person that is purportedly possessed was I don't want to even talk about that. If I talk about it now, you say, oh, I don't understand spiritual things. You understand spiritual things, and because of how you understand spiritual things, you see what was happening during Ebuka's song's ministration as drama. As drama, all emotions. And I'm not against you seeing that as emotions. It happens a lot. But my main essence for the video I had made before now, if you hadn't watched the second part of the video, the two videos, go and watch it to understand the full perspective of that particular situation. Before you see Ebuka's songs as a person to be like, oh, he's materialistic and this and that.
And if you don't like truth, there's nothing I can do. It's truth.
Let me give you another example. This video was trending on Instablog. Go and read the comments on this particular video of this. This is someone that holds Apostle Arome Osayi to a high esteem. In fact, his spiritual father is Apostle Arome Osayi. If you had not seen maybe the full video of what he was saying as it was being highlighted, probably you will not understand what he was saying. Now, what he said there, is it right in any context? Just from you seeing that particular clip. And then he came out as well on Facebook and was showing that, oh, I have business. We know you have filling station. We know you are doing this business. And he was trying to prove that I am doing things. I didn't come into church because I need money or something. But those who watch that clip on Tunde North's page or on Instablog, how would they get to react? Is see them now money then they find now money everything now money, religion na scam. That's what I was reading in the comment section. But I know that the person himself is running. People were just tagging me on Facebook. I have not even spoken. I saw it. I ignored it. I didn't say anything about it. Unlike me. Because I have gone and then done my findings about the person. And I'm like, tomorrow night, if I come and start talking as if I'm defending the person, they will say that they have paid me to come and defend the person. But that's not the fact. Before I decide to open my mouth, do you know what it takes for me to put my camera on, put my setup on? I'm now in my room, and then decide to talk, put on my computer, edit. Do you know what it takes to make a video? But again, I'll come and say, oh, I'm making a video to defend this particular fact. I don't just do it because the point I'm trying to make you understand right here is that be quick to hear, slow to speak. I've seen pastors react to trends that were lies about other people, and they're speaking so confidently as if God was the one that revealed to them. When you yourself, you know that because you saw this particular news here, you are now coming to talk as if God reveals. God did not reveal anything to you. You are lying. But would I really come and start making a fuss out of that? No. Because I know anybody can make mistake. Me that is even talking, it's not news that I look at. I look at the trends and I get to comment on it. I see the clips right here of other channels or this and this when they are posting. I watch a news interesting. Okay, let me talk about it. I come on my platform and talk about it. Simple. So I know that these mistakes can happen. But the main essence of my previous video, please, 𝐻𝐸𝐿, video here, was because of Ebuka. Not because of the pastor. Because if I want to even sit down and say, okay, this ministry now, let me just sit down and just watch what is going on right there. Just me watching that 1 hour, 2 hour plus video alone. Was I stupid if I was coming to defend the pastor? Was I stupid for me to be showing you the things that were happening there that were not just okay, based on what you should call a church standard? Or was I mad? I am not for your part. I am for nobody.
The most terrifying thing I've learned about human development is that belief has more impact on learning speed than any other factor. The more someone believes in what they're learning, the faster they learn. This is why cults rise so quickly, and you learn fast when you know you're learning from an expert. But no one is 100% right, so when a group of people never question what they're doing, they eventually make a mistake with complete faith that they're right, and everything blows up. This is why cults fall so quickly. And if you trust the wrong expert, you can make even bigger mistakes than if you were on your own. The solution is to combine belief and critical thought. Question everything, then take action with total commitment, then do it again. A critical mind is intelligent and slow. A faithful one is stupid and fast. But a mind that thinks critically while planning and keeps the faith while taking action develops wisdom and endurance.